Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. Which then brings us to the rumor mill. All right, so we have a confirmation. Actually, a refutation, not a confirmation. We are refuting a rumor because it has been shot down. Again, the genesis of this rumor and the refutation all have existed in the span of the week since the last episode we've done. So we can't talk about the rumor because it's been shut down. But there was a rumor, a nasty rumor at that Amazon was going to be purchasing EA, as in EA Sports. It's in the game. Those guys. No, Amazon has come out and said, we are not actually going to be doing this. This is not a thing. Stop telling us about it. We're done hearing it. So yeah, not happening. Moving on. We have a new source for a rumor we've been talking about actively, actually, and that is the Superman rumor, being that Henry Cavill will be returning to the role for a future undetermined number of movies. We have a new, pretty solid, actually, couple of sources here, and they're all saying the same thing we've been talking about. It seems like, with the change in management over at Warner Brothers and Discovery, it seems like we will be seeing Henry Cavill in at least one more Superman movie. I think this is pretty, because we are hearing it from so many places at this point, and because we know that The Rock is friends with Cavill and they have the same management, and so he's really been pushing for this to happen. He seems to have a pretty good in with the new management at Discovery Warner. So yeah, it's this, we're 70%, and that's, I think, kind of conservative. I think the likelihood is actually higher, but conservatively, we're putting this 70% likely that we will be seeing Cavill in the suit and tights again. Next, kind of along those same lines, we have a rumor about the Justice League. Actually, this one comes from a number of leakers as well. All of them saying that with Dan Lin in the big executive Kevin Feige-like position with DC, Dan Lin wants to make a new Justice League movie, and not just a new Justice League movie, but a new Justice League using the cast from the Snyderverse. So we'll be seeing Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Ben Affleck, so on and so forth, all return for a new Justice League movie, and maybe even Ezra Miller. Yeah, a very interesting situation there. We do have a number of places saying this. We don't, though, yet know that Dan Lin is the guy. Very likely he's the guy, but it's not 100%. Nobody's signed on a dotted line. So there's evidence to say that it could not be just as much as it could be. So 50% likely. We're going to split that difference. Fantastic Four, we have actually two rumors. There's more than two, but two that had the most legs as far as rumors go. We have Evan Peters is very potentially going to be returning in this movie as a quote-unquote different character. Who that different character will be, we don't know. But that is the rumor, is that Evan Peters is going to be coming back in the Fantastic Four movie. I think based on the reputation of the leaker here associated with this, I think there's about a 60% chance that this is going to be a thing. I think that's a little generous. I think there's still enough evidence on the other side to make you much more trepidatious about believing this, but again, reputations being a thing, we're going to say about 60% likely we will be seeing Evan Peters as his actual character. I think that's probably the more appropriate way of saying it, not different, but actual character in the MCU in the Fantastic Four movie. Our other Fantastic Four rumor that we are talking about, again, there were a number of casting rumors associated with this. The only one I felt like had any legs at all was Rege-Jean Page and Seth Rogen, both being cast as Mr. Fantastic and The Thing, respectively. There was a laundry list of actresses who might be playing Mrs. Fantastic or the Invisible Woman or Sue Storm, whatever name you want to give her. And then there was one about a kid that the source wasn't the greatest for who's going to be playing the Human Torch. Again, laundry list of actresses means that this is just somebody's wish list, and then I want to get a couple of confirmations from other leakers, other insiders and such before we talk about the Human Torch. So the one that had the most legs, again, Rege-Jean and Seth Rogen as Mr. Fantastic and the Thing. I'm gonna split the difference on this one. 50%, there's a lot up in the air. There's a lot of variables here that really, some of them need to settle before we can say which direction they might be going with any of this. Seth Rogen doesn't seem as likely as Jean Page. Rege-Jean, or however I'm supposed to say, however he prefers his name to be pronounced. I do apologize. But yeah, as it stands right now, again, not enough on either side to say one way or the next. So 50%. Next, we're talking about Chris Evans. There are 2 rumors around Chris Evans as well in the MCU. So Chris Evans' MCU return will be one more movie, potentially Secret Wars, though the rumor does not say for sure it's going to be Secret Wars. It just says that he's going to be coming back for one more movie. I think that the associated rumor here that we're going to get into in a moment is the thing that's kind of bolstering this rumor. So I'm giving this one 60%, and I'll tell you why as we're discussing the next one. So the next rumor is that Chris Evans and Kevin Feige have kind of come together as a means to, as the outlet that I got this rumor from put it, quote unquote, ruin Captain America. The way the actual leaker put it is that Feige and Evans want to distance Captain America from his nationalist roots, which to people who believe, as Chris Evans and Kevin Feige, is a good thing because globalism is the way of the world. No, but we're not going to get into a political discussion. However, that is definitely the way, especially Chris Evans, that's the mindset that he finds himself in. I don't know enough about Kevin Feige's personal politics to say for certain, though what with some of the announcements that they have made in the recent past about, the feminizing the Marvel Universe and certain decisions that Feige has made for the reasons he's told us, sounds like that is also the way, the political mindset that Kevin Feige finds himself in. So when we hear a rumor that says they're going to distance Captain America from being an American nationalist, which, 20 years ago was a good thing, then yeah, I would tend to believe that. However, this is a rumor based on a rumor technically. So while it does bolster the rumor we were just talking about, it also relies on the rumor we were just talking about. So we can't go over 50% no matter how much I want to believe it. So 50% is the where we are going with this. Our next rumor is SheHulk. We have it's a significant one, kind of, in that the rumor says that SheHulk is going to be the vehicle through which we get introduced Deadpool into the MCU. Now, there is only one source saying that this is going to be a thing, so that generally isn't enough to go on, but we do know that SheHulk is not doing so well. When you try to make a show that panders to people who don't watch the type of programming you put out, but are very vocal about social, political decisions which you make in said programming, you're not going to get a big audience. It's just not going to happen. So that isn't exactly all of the downfall of SheHulk. I think there are a number of other things. I think Tatiana Maslany is doing okay as the titular character. I think that there's just the plethora of other issues that are going on behind the scenes that are just kind of neutering this show. It could be something great, and they have to do these certain things that don't make sense because social politics and blah, 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 blah. So, as a way to redeem it, and because it is a natural vehicle through which we can just introduce random characters, because She-Hulk is an attorney, so she can represent them in legal issues, right? So at the end of this series, the rumor says we're going to be seeing a cameo. It's not going to be like he's going to be the central focus of an episode or something like that. It says it's going to be almost a post-credit stinger worth of cameo. So the likelihood they bring in Deadpool to boost the numbers is pretty good, and the likelihood that they want to do something like that also lends one to believe that that is a direction they would go. So, all of that being said, back to the original issue with the source, we're going to say 55% likelihood that this is a thing. It's just a little bit more likely than less likely, so yeah, that's where we're sitting. Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long-form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.